so empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. The best day has arrived. My computer has actually arrived, so apologies if it's looking a bit weird. I have only just got it, so we're actually setting it up as we go. But I'm joined by RJ. RJ, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. The voice change is like before we started, lads. I swear, to God, I got so freaked out by it, and I swear to God, lads. So if you're not freaked out, lads, I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. Like I said, transfer talk back again, and yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah, obviously we've it's been on and off really with the Euros and all of that. Me and RJ have got a great watch along for you later. Hungary versus Portugal, and then later on, me, Aaron, and Charles, France versus Germany. What a game we've got in store there. Aaron saying Macaulay Gillespie to Argyle on a free from Brisbane Roar in Australia, confirmed. Nice. Well, I'll take that. Then we've joined Gillingham on a free deal from Charlton Athletic. He was at Argyle, mate. Ben Reeves was at Argyle, but Alvin, big up to Alvin as well. But what are we going to be talking about today? Well, there's a few interesting ones. Not all of them are going to be real. Let's be fair. But we're just going to report on them because this first one I just feel is fake. And it is Van der Beek to Arsenal. I don't see this happening. I know Ollie can be a bit of an idiot. He's not going to be this stupid. That is for sure. And then we got Tierney to Manchester City. This is possible. I mean, that it would elevate that side so much that it is possible. It is possible. So we'll be talking about that. Chelsea leading the race to sign Jack Grealish. Coutinho to Leicester City. That happened. Be a bit of a madness. And would it improve them? Obviously, saying Neuhaus to Liverpool. This could be a big move. He's a young player, probably suits what Klopp wants at United. And we've got a bit of Kieran Trippier update as well, obviously. Feeling like it's getting closer and closer and closer. But as always, get your comments in the chat. We want to hear from you. Arsenal news, there's a little bit. Obviously. We got Kieran Tierney possibly leaving. Then you've got that coupled in with getting Van der Beek. But let's start with Van der Beek, shall we? Arsenal have reportedly made contact with United over the shock signing of Donny van der Beek. The Dutch midfielder endured a difficult debut season at Old Trafford following the £35 million deal from Ajax, and it is now claimed by 90 Minutes that Arsenal are looking to swoop in this summer and offer him an escape route. It seems unlikely United will sell, especially to a Premier League rival. What do you make of that, RJ?
I mean, there's so many things wrong with that story. First and foremost, Donny van der Beek comes into us for 40 million. Obviously, he has not got as much game time as he wanted, but however, selling him to a club like Arsenal, like what's the point of that? Like, what is he going to do with Arsenal that realistically he's not going to do with United? I think this is a bit of a joke. I think it's just kind of just get Donny some minutes, to be fair. But I do think I think Donny will definitely be a United player for next season. I do think we'll probably see more of him next season. Probably even seeing him start more games. And I cannot see. Plus, let's be real, they can't even afford Donny if we actually made a price for him. Like they wouldn't be able to afford him. Sure.
I hear that. I do hear that. Gareth says it's crackling. I don't know if that's on my end. The thing
think it
is,
might be
I'm gonna be messing around with some of the audio stuff, just make sure it's actually sounding right. But let me know. I've just turned it down, so it could just be that. Wolf saying hi, Niall and RJ. Big up to yourself as well. It's all right now. That's good. That's good. Feeling better today. Well, that's good. We love to hear that. And obviously, Chris saying big up the panel. Don't forget, 4:30, me and RJ, Hungary versus Portugal. RJ wanted to have a little look at Ronaldo and Bruno, so I feel like that's why he's put his name there. And then me, Aaron, and Charles doing the France versus Germany. A lot of new stuff, as I said, coming to the channel. Me and RJ going to be doing. It is meant to be a combined 11, but let's be fair, it's probably going to be a Portugal 11 and who we think is the best Portugal 11. So there is that at 4:30. But Tierney, this one is from Neil Lennon, obviously former manager of Celtic and former manager of Tierney, saying Arsenal's Kieran Tierney has been tipped to join Manchester City in the future by former Celtic boss Neil Lennon. The influential left back who missed Scotland's Euro 2020 opener against the Czech Republic on Monday through injury, has become one of Mikel Arteta's most important players at the Emirates. However, Lennon believes Tierney could follow the likes of Sami Nasri, Gael Clichy, Kolo Touré, Bakary Sanga by swapping the Gunners for Champion City at some point in the future. When I had him at Celtic, Kieran was really confused about what to do in terms of leaving because the club meant so much to him. Ambition and finances meant he made the right call for his career. For me, he's Arsenal's best player. I could see him going to Manchester City. He's got all the tools to play for him. He maybe not got the all-round left foot that Andy has, that natural whip, but he's got everything else and he sees everything. He's so athletic and powerful. RJ, do you see Kieran Tierney as an option for Manchester City at some point in the near future?
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I agree with this. I think that realistically, Man City need a left back. They cannot have Cancelo at that left back position. Have the drunk Kyle Walker at that right back position. Have Cancelo at that right back, and then if you bring in someone like the talent that is Kieran Tierney, obviously he cost me bloody points in fantasy, this stupid bitch. But no, in general, no. Like I said, this is a great move for him if it does happen. I mean, Arsenal will be screwed if that happens. I mean, they'd have to play. If Nacho Monreal, if he's still at the club, I don't know. I don't really follow Arsenal that much, to be fair. But no, it's going to be a big rebuild if they're going to have to do that for Arsenal. But other than that, like I said, I'd say if you're a City fan, you definitely want to hear this because I don't think you want to see Benjamin Mendy as your left back anymore. I mean, he's so injury prone. He hasn't shown enough.
They've been doing a bit of Zinchenko over at left back as well, haven't they?
Yeah, but realistically, if you're going to pick Zinchenko or Tierney, who you're really going to choose, like, do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe, look, Zinchenko, he's a good few talents. He's a good bench player, if I'm really honest. But, yeah, no, if Tierney came in, say, after the Euros, I think City will definitely be all over him, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, I hear that. The next one we'll talk about, obviously, Chelsea lead the race for £100 million Grealish. Chelsea are reportedly favourites to sign Jack Grealish this summer. Aston Villa face a stiff battle to keep hold of their star captain currently on international duty with England at Euro 2020, who is also attracting significant attention from the likes of Manchester City and Manchester United. I don't think United are too in for Grealish. They're looking more at Sancho. But again, United are always going to get mentioned because it's United and you fans will click on everything that has Manchester United written on it because it's like, what sort of news is it? So it's very easy to sort of clickbait United fans by just putting you in absolutely everything. Chris saying Mendy is useless at Manchester City, needs replacing broken Wi-Fi cable more useful. Let's not talk about broken Wi-Fi. I've had enough broken Wi-Fi in my life to stop that. I mean, Jesus Christ. However, reports from Spain cited that by the Mirror suggest that Chelsea are now leading the race for Grealish, who will command a massive transfer fee of around 100 million. Do you see Chelsea picking up Jack Grealish?
Lads, I'm sorry, but why are Chelsea wanting Jack Grealish? I know he's a great talent, but like you need a striker. Jack Grealish ain't a striker. You have so many wingers on your team that you don't genuinely need him, right? However, if they did have to bring him in, it could be very interesting. I mean, but for me, I see, Grealish is a Villa player. Villa are trying to make a team around him. That's why they brought in Emi Buendia. But I do think Jack Grealish will not be leaving Villa. No way, man. There's no hope. He'd have to do everything at that club and say, all right, look, maybe I want a new challenge. He might then dip. But I think if Villa got relegated, I think that was the only way that he was going to leave. I know Will wants to see him at Chelsea, but I don't see it happening. Not a hope. Not a hope. Sorry.
I hear that. I do hear that. Will, talking to Will, big up to panel, big up to Will. Grealish had opportunities to leave, still hasn't. I mean, with Grealish, he's got that such a love affection to Villa, right? It's similar to all of us. We all love our boyhood club. But at some point, Grealish is going to look and go, I need to leave to win trophies. He's not going to win them at Villa. So he needs to think about what he can do to maintain his legacy. I think Grealish to I don't know if it'll be to Chelsea. I mean, City are heavily linked to Grealish, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I would disagree. I think Villa can win something. I think it's just they need to keep going with this talent that they bring. I mean, they brought Buendia for 30 million and they bought it off a rival, which is Arsenal, right? For 30 million up front, which to me, and I'm going to say this now, I think, like I said, I've said this before, I'll say it again, it is the signing of the summer, lads. It's going to be probably the best summer signing. It's a done deal, lads. Pretty much, it's going to be so good for Villa, right? But here's the thing, right? And Will agrees with me here. I'll just put the comment. Will says that. Look, he would be great at Chelsea on Man City. I just don't see it happening, legit. Because, like I said, if the board are telling you, look, we want you to stay. We're going to build a team around you. We'll bring in Watkins. We'll bring in Buendia. We'll bring in Martinez. We'll bring in Konza. We'll bring in all these players. Even Matty Cash as well. Look at that. Look at the talent they have. They can easy, and I think this is my prediction as well. I'll probably say when we do the Prem predictions for next season. Villa will get sixth next season. I'm doing an early prediction. Sixth next season. They'll cash it out, get Europa League, move forward. I see it happening. So
I mean, it's certainly possible. Very, very much could happen. For me, they need a bit more depth because if they get a couple of players injured, for example, Grealish, I know Buendia's coming now, but they do need to get that one or two players in. But talking of a bit of depth, it looks like Brendan Rodgers is on a mad one for getting new players in. Philip Coutinho could join forces with Brendan Rodgers once again, with Leicester weighing up a bid for Barcelona playmaker, according to reports in Spain. Coutinho, 29, was one of Rodgers' first signings as Red manager, arriving in January 2013 from Inter Milan for 8.5 million. The Brazilian flourished under Rodgers until his sacking in October 2015 and was equally impressive under Northern Irishman's replacement Jurgen Klopp before joining Barcelona in January 2018. But Coutinho has struggled to live up to his eye-watering £142 million price tag at the Camp Nou, with Barcelona now looking to cut their losses by selling him this summer. RJ, do you see Coutinho leaving Liverpool? Is that something that we could see, not Liverpool, Barcelona, and join Leicester?
I think first off, he will definitely leave the club. I think his time there has been atrocious, but not only that, I mean, the fans didn't even treat him with anywhere near the respect that he deserves. I think, I mean, this Leicester move, I mean, I was told that they were going to give it back to Liverpool on a free just so that they didn't have to pay for the extra bonuses they have to pay because they're in so much fucking debt. But, I mean, look, do I see this happening? Probably. I mean, Brendan Rodgers did sign him from Inter Milan back in 2013. Back then, he was a great talent, but now he's 29, so many injury issues. I mean, I don't know why they should bring him. I think just try and focus on someone else. I know they probably will need someone to replace Tielemans if Tielemans goes to Liverpool, obviously. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But for me, I don't think this is going to happen.
No, I hear that. It would be a statement of intent for Leicester, and they do need to try and break into that top four. And without getting a player like Coutinho, can you really do it? That's the question. Villa are left back and centre back away from top six. Yeah, I mean Mings and is it Target?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got Matty
he
Cash
makes
on the
good
right.
points.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, a couple more signings. That'll be fine. Depth is a must for us. Our depth is atrocious. Coutinho would play as a left wing too, not just midfield.
What about Harvey Barnes? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, be replacement for him.
You'd fit them all in, wouldn't you? You'd figure a way. You'd probably have Coutinho in the cam, to be fair, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And what they got? Perez. They got Perez as their cam at the moment, so it will make
Madison.
sense. Oh, you got Madison, yeah.
Perez will probably be on the right hand side, wouldn't he? Yeah, sure.
That's for Brendan Rodgers to worry about. Coutinho would be a mad signing for Leicester. It really would. It would. And Liam saying Argyle have signed another player now. I know they always do this when we're doing transfer talk, so I'm starting to think they're doing it on purpose. But let's talk Neuhaus. Jurgen Klopp hold the advantage in Liverpool's transfer chase for Borussia Mönchengladbach star Florian Neuhaus, according to the Bundesliga expert. Mirror Sports understands Liverpool are monitoring Neuhaus as he prepares to line up for Germany at Euro 2020. The 24-year-old isn't short of suitors. The German giants Bayern Munich reportedly also after the all-action central midfielder, but Florian Plettenberg of Sport 1 told the Liverpool Echo's Red Blood podcast, Klopp has shown that he can develop players, and I have never heard a player who could not imagine working with him. Klopp knows the agent of Neuhaus, and the agent of Neuhaus knows Klopp very well. So it would be the perfect match. He would fit very well. With all of this, do you see Liverpool as the primary targets for Neuhaus?
I do, first and foremost. I don't think he'll go to Bayern. I mean, I know Bayern are trying to take out all their competition. I mean, they really killed out Leipzig, didn't they? No, but this is a great sign for Liverpool. Klopp is a big fan of him, and that's what you want. You want a manager who's a big fan of you, who has a lot of praise in you, a lot of potential that he sees in your eyes and all that crack. Klopp sees a lot, and I do think a lot of people does like him as well. Like Will, myself, even Reese said he was actually a really good player as well. Lots of other people on this panel as well have said it as well. So I do think this would be a great time for Liverpool. Look, he's 24 years old, coming from Borussia Mönchengladbach, who have had a really... People would say it was a bad season. I thought it was a really good season. They've made some good... they bet Real Madrid in the group stage of the Champions League. They did some madness this season, and I do think they do need to be watched. I think they did get to the last 16 and then get knocked out by Man City. But I mean, Man City tried to pay for everything. But like I said, he's a great talent, and Liverpool probably should they should clutch it while they can.
Yeah, 100%. I hear that. Liam saying never freaking heard of him, but at least we haven't now signed him. I've no idea. Is he a centre back or something? No idea. I've no idea. I haven't had time to look him up or actually see what's happened. Don't see Suramare being on the bench. Why I say that. Neuhaus is quality. One of the players in the Bundesliga who's actually good. Jay saying good afternoon, Noel and Jag and everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. I believe everyone's in good mood. Neuhaus is the profile of player Liverpool like. It is someone who isn't world class yet, but has definitely got the potential for Jurgen to unleash that really. Just tuned into a stream now. Sounds like Neuhaus could be the replacement for Genie at Liverpool. It would fit into everything Liverpool's about. Chris likes him. Neuhaus for Liverpool. To Liverpool for 30 million would be a bargain in the summer. That would be a huge bargain. It would be. And Mönchengladbach, my favourite team from the Bundesliga, so I've watched him a lot. I hear that. Before I put the link in the chat for you to come on and have your say, let's have a little look at the last one, which is Kieran Trippier to United is apparently close. The deal taking Kieran Trippier back to the Premier League and to Manchester United specifically is close to being done, reports are claiming. Football Insider state that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is very keen on Trippier's addition, and that the 30-year-old has begun house hunting in Manchester, despite United and Atletico Madrid currently being apart on the price. Do you think that you're going to end up with Kieran Trippier?
I mean, if Atletico get their head out of their arses, maybe, yeah. I mean, judging how they said, "Oh, we want 35 million for Kieran Trippier," like, not a hope in hell you're going to do that. I think when they actually cop on with the pricing, I think it'll definitely happen for sure. United just pay 15. I think 15 million is a great price for him. Simple as. Next season he's going for free, so you might as well take the 15 million and run with it. But yeah, no, it's going to be a great sign for United. Good backup for Wan-Bissaka, good competition to try and help him out, try and get to his highest level. Do you know what I mean? So let's see how it goes. Yeah, 100%.
I hear that. The link is in the chat for anyone who wants to come on and have their say about anything we're talking about. I mean, transfers, they do go a bit quiet sort of as the Euros goes by, and you'd naturally expect that. But look, there's some big ones. Is Trippier? I mean, when Sancho gets done, I don't know, but you definitely could do with getting Sancho in quickly. But Chris, we'll go to you first. What's your thoughts on getting Neuhaus as part of your team?
Afternoon, hope you're well. And yeah, good signing. Lost him a lot in the Bundesliga. He is he is a central midfielder, like number 8, but he is that Pierre-Meta type in number 8 as well.
Yeah,
and he's got goals and assists for one of Mönchengladbach's best players as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think they'll be gutted to use him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I think he's been one of the best players in the Bundesliga as well. From what I've seen of him.
He certainly had a good season. Will, what do you make the potentially your favourites for Grealish?
Oh, I love Grealish. I'd love him. If we didn't get one of our main choices at striker and we got Grealish, I'd be fine with that, because I think the route that Chelsea need to go down is to only get top quality players in the summer instead of going, for example, if we can't get Haaland or Lukaku or Kane, I hope we don't go for like a striker of like a Danny Ings level, which might sound like I'm being a snob, but I feel like it would be better to wait another year and actually build something which we can really push on from this Champions League win and try and dominate English football like we did a few years ago. But yeah, I'd take Grealish, but I don't see it happening, to be honest. I think he's tied down to a contract which is almost impossible to get out of, and unless Man City put in a monster bid, I don't see him leaving.
Mm-hmm. So I'm still adamant that I think Chelsea are going to try and go all out for a striker. I mean, that would be the more sensible option, really. Big up to Professor as well. But Will, what do you make of Neuhaus to Liverpool? I mean, it is the perfect player profile for them.
He is. He's very well rounded. I don't really think there's many weaknesses in his game. I think he's got a good engine. His output is decent for a central midfielder. He's of the right age. I think for the price as well, it's a very Liverpool-esque signing, around 30 million, 40 million. I think it'd be a great deal.
Yeah, I hear that. Got Aaron joining us. Aaron, what do you want to talk about?
I'm a bit surprised about these Van der Beek to Arsenal rumours. I mean, that's been pretty much shut down big time. I think Rugano came out the last couple of days and basically said that Arsenal are looking for a midfielder. Van der Beek is not on that list. Obviously, we know about the what's his name, Latonga bid, 15 million rejected. Belgian club want 20 million. Are Arsenal going to stretch that bid? They couldn't even stretch the Buendia bid the first time round. So how are they going to stretch for this one? So I think it's just another case of Arsenal just fail in the transfer window this season. And you know what? I'll speak. We can banter them, we can do all of that stuff. But for the fans, it's so frustrating to see what they're doing right now. Because I think from an Arsenal fan's point of view, it's really frustrating because I feel like they're just ripping fans off, and then they're going to put out season ticket prices if they haven't already, and expect them to pay the kind of money they're paying without receiving anything back on the pitch. It's so. I bet for Arteta, it's very. I know Arteta's not the best manager in the world, but it's very frustrating for him as well, because I think Arteta, learning under Pep Guardiola as the number 2, I feel like he has potential to be a good manager or a great coach, but a good manager. But it's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a way with United. His arms are both tied behind his back, and he's not been given the freedom to do what he wants. The club only do what they want to do, which is barely anything. And you see all the stuff around Arsenal nowadays. You see Nketiah, looks like he's been given a new contract to sign. Balogun's going to get first-team football next season. I'm pretty sure John Jules ain't being loaned out from what I've been heard, so it looks like he's going to get played in the few Carabao Cup matches. And they might still be selling Lacazette, and they're not even buying anyone. So what? And they're letting people go. Willian's on his way. David Luiz is going. They're just selling, but they're not bringing in, or they're even selling for a low amount of money or nothing, and they're bringing no one in to replace them. So it's like Arsenal right now do not have a direction, and I feel so sorry for the fans. But just as a side note, big up Argyle for the transfer that you've made. I'm sure you'll talk more about that in Let's Talk Argyle, but mate, trust me, you've got a good buy there, and and well done, Gillingham as well.
I don't even know what position he plays.
He's a centre. I've seen highlights of him as a centre back.
No, he's not a centre back. Jesus, so Ryan is in a good mood. Lewis, what do you want to talk about?
Let's go to the Tierney to Man City rumours.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, it's a good move. As Lennon said, he's a good player. He has been the best Arsenal player this season out of an awful bunch. But it wouldn't shock me if he does decide to move to a bigger club such as Man City if Man City come in. In my opinion, Man City need a left back because Mendy, he's very injury prone, and Zinchenko's just overall, personally with me, I don't think he's that good. Personally, for Man City, he's okay, but for Man City, I don't think he's there. For me personally, so I think it would be a good move. How much Arsenal would want, I don't know. I would suggest it'll be quite a bit because, like I say, for me personally, he was the best player last season in an awful bunch. But it would be a good move for Tierney. He's only young and he has so much potential to grow. He can grow so much. So for me personally, if he does move to City, it'll be a perfect move for him.
Jay saying, I wonder when Sancho United will get announced. I think it's going to be after the Euros. Look, it'll probably be announced before it'll probably be announced during the Euros, but that'll be pending medical, and they won't do a shirt unveiling. And Zachary saying, hi, I'm in class doing house, I've got to go, but just want to say hi, I'll be here later. Big up to Zachary as well. We're joined by Velshwan. What did you want to talk about, Velv?
Neuhaus to Liverpool. I think he'll be a great signing. If we do get him, he's a very, very good midfielder, very versatile as well. One of the players looking forward to watch during the Euros as well. 24 years old, fits the profile of our midfield. Someone who's going to be working hard in the midfield. We've got Neuhaus to do that. And what I like about his versatility as well, because he can play as a DM or box to box, and we need that someone who can be versatility in midfield. He could possibly do a better job than what Wijnaldum done in terms of like getting more assists and that for us. But we'll see if FSG are willing to spend the money to get Neuhaus.
Yeah, I mean, reportedly around 30 million, I think is what they're saying.
40 million euros.
Oh, is it 40, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, even 40 million for you lot, that is normally what you'd go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just going to be odd. I think you may need you definitely need a backup or a replacement for Wijnaldum. That's for sure. But it's an odd one. Who do you think? Obviously, you've been linked with Tielemans, Neuhaus, a couple of others. Who do you think you're realistically going to get?
I think Neuhaus because Tielemans is a very good player and I like him a lot and I want him, but Leicester not going to let him go for cheap. Like you see with the previous transfers of what's his name, Harry Maguire, Ben Chilwell, he's probably going to be worth about 70 million, and FSG are not going to spend that money. They usually spend around like the 30 to 40 million mark. So
yeah, no, I hear that. Will, what about you? Who do you think Liverpool end up getting?
I think they'll get Neuhaus as well. I think it's the most attainable option for the price, and obviously Klopp knows his agent, so I think it'll be the easiest one to get done.
Yeah, I hear that. What about you, Aaron?
I think for Liverpool, I think it's Neuhaus. What's his name? Neuhaus or Neuhaus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a decent transfer for Liverpool. I think it's extra strength in depth. I think it's another attacking option that I think could do some good. And you know what? To be fair, the problem with Liverpool this previous season just gone is they didn't invest in a bench that could literally swap into their first team if they got injured. They went balls to it. They gambled and they said, you know what, we're going to take a risk and not invest in our backup options that are just as good as our first team. And the risk didn't pay off because Van Dijk got injured, Gomez got injured, loads of people got injured, and they didn't have the right quality. They had a bench that was kind of like a Europa League type bench rather than a Champions League to title-winning bench. So they need to start investing in bench as well as first team. And I think that Neuhaus would be the first step in the attacking side of that bench that needs to be just as good as the first team. So I think it'd be a good transfer. And for that price as well, I think it's a no-given situation. I think it's take it or leave it, and Liverpool will need to take it. And also, congratulations to Liverpool as well, because they're expanding Anfield by 61,000.
Yeah, I hear that. Chris, who do you think you end up with?
Yeah, agree with the odds. It has to be Neuhaus for me. Or Neuhaus, how you pronounce it. I pronounce it Neuhaus. And Tielemans, like I said, I can't see FSG paying that money for him. I would have had Hassan Mawar from Lyon, who is 25 million. I can't believe teams haven't still done in for him. But a sensible decision, Neuhaus. I will take him all day on, and I've lost him a lot in the Bundesliga, and I'll be happy with that signing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one. And what about you, Lewis? Do you think they'll get him?
Yeah, and like Aaron said, it's 100% one step forward, because currently you have Naby Keita on the bench, who, for me personally, he's very injury prone and he's not quite there. Like I said, so it's 100% a move forward, and it's someone definitely that can grow. I don't think he's that old, so it's 100. Because not only would FSG not pay up for Tierney, I can't see Leicester letting him go.
Yeah. No, I hear that. It's definitely one of them. What I've actually went and done is I've gone and looked at Florian Neuhaus and Gini Wijnaldum. So we've got some stats here. And looking at it, it's not actually that bad. I mean, you look at Neuhaus, he'll score more. And I think for me, that's something that Liverpool have struggled with, and they really need to get them goals. I mean, Gini Wijnaldum only just with a few more passes, but he has got a much better pass accuracy. But if you look at Neuhaus, he has more forward passes by almost double Gini Wijnaldum. He has more duels contested and a better pass rate, ground duel success rate. So, do you see this as an upgrade on Gini Wijnaldum?
Yeah.
Slightly, yeah.
in terms of like the ability, but physicality, be like a downgrade because he's not that strong, Neuhaus.
Yeah,
So-
physicality is something that they've got to work on in training, but I've got no doubt that Klopp and the coaching team will be right on that once they get this deal done.
Yeah.
To be fair, all
You-
round, I think Wijnaldum is actually a very good player when used further up the pitch, if I'm being honest. If you see how he plays for the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully at PSG he gets to play more of an attacking role. But yeah, I think
I was
Neuhaus for
yeah.
Liverpool will probably be a better player because I think he suits the role more.
Yeah, and I think that in terms of Wijnaldum, I think what PSG are going to work with is a great player that likes to get forward and is better going forward. But again, like Neuhaus with his physicality, I think Poch and the coaching staff of Wijnaldum's say will work on the stuff that he needs to work on, like the defensive assurity, the working back, and things like that. So I think that both players have got strengths and weaknesses that PSG and Liverpool respectively can work on. So I think it's a no-brainer for me.
What? So you, Aaron? Do you think Neuhaus needs work on defensively? Do you think he needs to work more defensively?
I think that on his physicality, I think he'll need work. Defensively, he might need to learn a little bit of it just in case, because obviously you don't know what's going to happen in games, do you? But I think it's more physicality that needs work on from Klopp and his staff. But I've got no doubt that they'll work on that.
I'm just gonna go get his stuff now because I don't know if I think he's probably better defensively than I think you give him credit for.
Yeah, I get that. Well, to be fair, if his defensive and his physical stats are already great, then there's not a lot to work on, which is even better, which means you've got an even more ready player for the Premier League. So
And here's what I like about him: his dribbling is very, very good. Like,
Yeah.
so when he's under
I
pressure,
mean,
he could dribble
Aaron,
his way out.
I've just pulled up his stuff. I mean, we compare it to Per 90 as well, but I mean, that is he's for me he's a clear upgrade defensively and offensively.
yeah, I think Klopp's got a ready-made player. I think Klopp's got a really good replacement.
No, I'd have to agree there because I think it was when you said about him defensively. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's better defensively than I thought. But Velv, looking at them, he is definitely a clear upgrade on Gini Wijnaldum, isn't he?
I think because of this season, I feel like previous season Wijnaldum would have better stats, but this season last season he's been very poor. So yeah, judging by those stats in terms of like what happened last season, Neuhaus is a big upgrade. He's more younger than Wijnaldum, so you get more years out of him, and then he hasn't even entered his prime years yet, so you still got more from him. And if Klopp could get the best out of him, then we have a serious midfielder to look out for.
Okay. Well, I've what I've done now is I've gone to Gini Wijnaldum's best ever season, which would you agree that it's probably title winning season? Would you say that's his best?
Yeah, definitely.
It's no. I think 18-19 was his best season.
Okay, so 18-19.
Because I think 18-19 he was like being the people arguing if he should be nominated for team of the season that season. So
right, so that is Gini Wijnaldum's best ever season in Liverpool shirt. That is last season for Florian Neuhaus. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. This is a clear improvement. By far. The only thing that Gini is better at is aerial duels. That is the only thing he is clear at. And even then, that's only... He's not even clear at that, to be honest. I don't think you need to. I mean, just look at that in itself. It's completely mad. I mean, it is a clear improvement, and Klopp has gone and got someone very, very good. And I mean, it is a clear upgrade on Gini Wijnaldum. That's just for me facts.
Whereabouts are we in the negotiations on that?
Pardon?
What do you mean?
Like whereabouts in the deal for Neuhaus? So we had no negotiations wise. It just talks and a transfer fee, or is
I heard that there's been contacts with his agents, but it hasn't been like any proper negotiations. Like Liverpool just want to see how he does in the Euros, and then we can negotiate.
yeah.
But-
So if there's a deal expected for this player, it'll be after the Euros, and it'll be at the minute it's just early talks and
Yeah.
interest.
And
And
he
that's pretty
wants
good
to
for
join Liverpool as well, because like
Yeah, exactly, and he wants to join, which is even better. It puts Liverpool ahead of the race straight away. And even though he's light years ahead of Wijnaldum, I think PSG's getting a great player in Wijnaldum anyway. So I think both teams are winning.
yeah, because with PSG, Ronaldo could play in that number 10 instead of Verratti playing in that role, so it'd
Exactly.
be good for PSG.
And that
then
means Verratti, if he wanted to, could move on for big money, and that money could be used to buy more players for PSG and go towards that title race.
And for us, we get versatility with Neuhaus. Say Fabinho gets injured,
It's like
Fabinho Henderson get injured.
Yeah, it's like everyone's winning in this situation.
Yeah. So we literally got. For me, it's a bargain if we get him.
Yeah.
Like
I'd have to agree. I think if everyone wants to win in this situation, let the deal happen.
Yeah.
Because if we get him before Bayern Munich, then we literally just don't.
Hang on, who from Bayern Munich?
No, because Bayern Munich wanted Neuhaus as well.
Ah, right, fair enough.
I mean, it is a mad one, but let's talk Trippier. Do we think Trippier will end up at United this summer?
No.
Yeah, they need to take advantage of this. It's a cut price bargain, 15 to 20 million. You've got to take it or leave it.
Well, are they letting that price? Atletico allowing that to go?
We're hearing the deal could be 18 million minimum. We could be hearing 18 million.
Oh, yeah. If they're going,
and that's come from tier one. That's come from tier one sources. So
I know it's tier one, but
it could be as little as 18 million.
It'd be around 20. It'd be around 27 million for Trippier.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, that's what I mean. It could be 27, but I think the deal could be as little as 18 million, depending on when negotiations start. But
I don't see it, to be honest. I feel like first get the priority, which is right winger. You get Sancho, get a DM, get a centre back, then go for Trippier. Because they're literally like 10 million behind.
United. That's the thing. Do you see Ollie's putting more effort into getting Kieran Trippier than he is getting a centre back? Because we're hearing a lot of noise around Trippier, but we're not hearing much on a centre back or even a central midfielder, which is ones that both of them need to. It's what United need.
Do you know what I think now they're doing is? I feel like he's looking at Aaron Wan-Bissaka's new centre back for next season while playing Trippier as right back.
And to be honest with you, I wasn't even confident in Man U signing the centre back summer anyway, because they were already giving Bailly a new contract, which I know is not enough, but that's how Man United think. They get the marquee signing, they get one or two others, not thinking about other positions. So I don't see a new centre back coming in that's going to transition Aaron Wan-Bissaka and maybe give Tuanzebe more game time. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their stats now, just because I'm really not seeing why United are doing this. I mean, we're going to look at assists when
what do we expect? It's the Glazers.
It's just a weird transfer for United. Like they always do this. They always go for players that they don't need. Like they didn't really need Van der Beek because Pogba could have stayed there. Could have gone next season instead of like taking a Mickey out of him. Cavani, I get it.
I get that.
But there's like some signings they didn't really need and they just signed players.
I get that. And it's a weird one because there's positives and negatives of Trippier.
I mean, I've got their stats up here, and this is just off their season, this season. So let's have a look at Trippier. This is Trippier and Wan-Bissaka. And even right, so obviously you want to look at assists and chances created. They're the only two things that Wan-Bissaka is down on, but he's only down on 2 assists and he's 3 less chances created. This is the most ridiculous signing of. If they're putting all of their eggs in this basket, why? Wan-Bissaka is clear of Trippier.
No, I wouldn't say clear because attacking wise, Trippier is like the best out of the board, but like defensively, he's alright, but not as good as. Actually, no. Defensive awareness, Trippier is better than Wan-Bissaka's. Wan-Bissaka's position is awful.
Oh yeah, all of the defensive stuff is way in Wan-Bissaka's.
My only thinking process behind this transfer is the
1v1 tackling.
The only thinking process I've got behind this transfer is it's a Premier League proven player, and they want to try and bring in more Premier League proven players. But that's the only thinking process I got behind this, because Wan-Bissaka stats-wise is a better right-back. It's just, he just needs that extra bit defensively, and Wan-Bissaka can be a top right-back. But give Trippier...
Hold on, no. Well, that's the wrong way. You mean a little bit more attacking-wise, and he'll be a better right-back.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's one of the best defensively.
Yeah, attack-wise. So, but the only sort of things positively from this transfer is the fact that it's Premier League proven player, and also is the fact that it's competition in positions, which is what we've been wanting from United for years. Not just one player in every position, and then no one else gets above them. So, I mean, it's good to see competition in positions. And it's good to see another Premier League proven player given a shot, especially since Trippier's coming to the twilight of his career in a few years. So he's going to need that nice big contract to retire on. So Man United are falling into that trap straight away, in my opinion. But, it's just a hard one for me, because not only do they need a centre-back, they can't just give Bailly a new contract and give Tuanzebe more game time, even though he deserves it, and expect to get away with that. And they can't not invest in a centre midfielder when you've got a Van der Beek who has not only gone the Solskjaer transfer, a Pogba who's 50-50 on staying or not, and Bruno Fernandes, who's pretty much carrying that Man United team at times last season. It's hard when you don't do the right transfers. And again, it links to my point that Solskjaer's doing this job sometimes with both arms tied behind his back, and he's not getting the transfer list. He's getting probably half the transfer list with Sancho and probably Trippier if he wanted him, but he's not getting the full transfer list. And that's why I think the Glazers aren't doing their transfer business properly.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Chris, what do you make of this? I mean, it's so peculiar because you look at everything. Look at the defensive work rate of Wan-Bissaka is clear of Trippier. It's not like he's miles better attacking wise. What is the actual point of this? I mean, I could add Dalot actually. 1 minute, let me add. Because you got obviously Dalot, who's currently on loan. He was at AC Milan, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How do you spell it? How do you find where's that?
I think his first name's Diego as well.
There's Diogo Dalot or Diego.
Might be Diogo last year.
Or just write Dalot. Dalot. That's it.
He's not there.
What?
Let me see. Let me find.
Yes, Diogo. Yes, Diogo Dalot. So Diogo.
Diogo.
Yeah.
No. Oh well, I was going to see if we could find Diego Dalot, but I'll keep hunting for him. But if you're United, what do you do?
I wouldn't sign him personally. I don't think they need him, if I'm being honest, and it's just it would be a weird signing. Like, it's a hard one to tell whether they'll get him or not, because it's 50% saying they might get him, but then over 50% saying can't see it happening. Yeah, it's just a weird deal in my opinion, and we'll have to see what happens. That's the only thing. this is what we love about transfer window. Someone will make a
Yeah.
weird signing, which is what they really don't need. I think United do need a battle of white back, but Trippier is not going to be. He doesn't want to play as battle of white back, which is why I think it would make sense for him to stay at Atletico Madrid, because I think he is Dante first team starter there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think at AC Milan. Were you on about Dalot, Chris?
No, I was on about Trippier.
Trippier. Yeah, I think he is first choice at Atletico, isn't he?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can't really. I don't think he'll want to be in the challenge with Van Bissaka. That's what I'm trying to. The point I'm trying to make. And I think.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense for him to stay at Festo.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I do. But before we wrap up, obviously, me and RJ, we are doing Hungary versus Portugal later on. That is going to be a really good game. I'm really excited about that one. And then at 7:30, me, Charles, and Aaron are doing France versus Germany, a really big game today for them. Tomorrow, obviously, we've got Finland, Russia with me and Daniel. Turkey, Wales with me and Kenny, and then Italy, Switzerland with me and Andrew tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for all of them. But yeah, lots of games. There is none up for grabs this week. I'll be sorting out the England one. We're probably going to have a load of people on for England. I mean, for all the other ones, it's going to be just me with one other person. And then for the England ones, we'll just go get a load of English fans and chuck them all in the same basket and hope for the best.
Switzerland are better.
I think you are forward, but we don't all speak our mind. In fact, you are just a disgrace. You are just a disgrace. But we are going to wrap it up there because I will be back in 35 minutes with RJ. A really good watch along in tune. But before we go, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Check out our socials on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL, Instagram Let's Talk EPL _, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. But Chris, where can they find you, mate?
Find me on YouTube at Chris Wells, it's a short, simple name. And I'm not like some YouTubers who just bloody make like a long old name and can be hard to find. But Twitter and on Twitter, Chris Wells 96. Yeah, follow if you want. I can do a coin toss if I'm being honest.
Love it. Aaron, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Aaron_Challoner, TikTok at Aaron Challoner, Instagram at Aaron Challoner Official, Snapchat Coach_Chal19, YouTube, Pro Football DRFC on the road to 700 subs. Signings coming this week. Centre back and right back pending for medicals on Thursday. At least one set to sign this week. So really excited. No idea who it's going to be. I'm on top of all the information as we get it. Also, guys, Coast to Chal on YouTube. Loads of updates have been going on over the past few days from plenty of theme parks across the world. So go and tune into that. We're on the road to 3,000 subs and 1 million views, which is unbelievable for our 3rd anniversary. So please go and watch the old videos. Let's try and get up to 1 million views. We're nearly 3/4 of the way there. I'm sure now we'll probably do a Let's Talk Argyle at some point to discuss the new centre back. But whenever that is, I will see you on there.
I'll probably skip it, to be brutally honest with you, because this week is so busy. It's actually unreal. Yeah. I'm guessing the France game is a closed stream. Yes, for watch-alongs, they get a bit when we get loads of people in, it's just too chaotic. It's not good quality content. So we're limiting it really to 2 or 3 at best. Because it's just easier. It's just much easier to do it that way. But Lewis, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me at Twitter, LewisPerry160, and you can find me at YouTube, Perry Sport as well. I will be doing a watch along for the France game as well. Confirmation that I will also have Max on the watch along as well, so make sure you tune into that. Or if you don't tune into mine, just make sure you tune into now if you don't want to tune into mine.
Velvishwan, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at vel_skills.
Perfect. We'll be back in 32 minutes with Hungary versus Portugal. Me and RJ on that one. That's going to be a really, really good one. I'm looking forward to it. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a bit.